Hey everyone, this is Courtney from the Social Work Squadcast. We are transitioning to a radio version of the Social Work Squadcast, but we recorded our first episode and unfortunately there was a ton of music as the bottom layer. So if you want to listen to this audio, we thought we'd go ahead and put it out because we still love the episode. But there is music behind our words. So if it gets annoying, please turn it off. No one wants to listen to an annoying podcast. But we wanted to go ahead and put it out since we still think it's a great episode. We are transitioning to Radio Lex, and we're really excited about that. And we wanted to give you all a heads up. So please stay tuned. And thanks again, as always, for listening. Hello, and welcome to the Social Work Squadcast from a radio station known as Radio Lex, WLXU 93.9 and WLXL 95.7. We have moved the Squadcast to a radio. Hey, friend.
Hey, Courtney.
Hi.
We're here and all headphoned up.
Yeah, we're together. So,
I feel very
what's your
legit.
Name, friend?
My name is Liz.
My name is Courtney.
And we are here again in a new remix of the Squadcast.
Yeah, we're really remixing things. I wanted to say a couple things before we got started, really quick. The views expressed here are not necessarily the views of Lexington Community Radio or its board of directors. The views expressed are solely of my own and Liz Epperson's. The following program contains subject matter that some people may find objectionable. It is solely the responsibility of the show and does not necessarily reflect the views of WLXU. Sensitive listeners may wish to tune out at this time. So full disclosure, we are social workers.
And we respect informed consent because that's like kind of a whole social work thing. So that just was in line with us.
Right, Those are our morals and ethical values. So
yes.
I totally appreciate that. I'm sure the NASW would as well.
Yes.
So why did we move?
Why did we move? So I'm guessing one of the things we want to touch on here is just the fact that we have struggled to have a landing place over these last several years while we've been exploring the podcast world, and it's going to be really nice to have a home here at Radio Lex. And have some support here for those folks who are thinking about podcasting or getting out into the radio world or aren't sure where to start. Radio Lex is an awesome resource, and we are really excited that they are allowing us to record and put out the Squadcast here on their platforms. So that's a long answer. The short answer is we need a lot of tech help. Sorry.
Yeah,
I am 39 and I remember AOL dial-up, so that is all I said about that.
I mean, that's exactly it, right? We need a lot of tech help, and also we just really wanted to get super local.
Yes.
I live in Lexington now. Liz has been here, and so I just wanted to get really local, and we wanted to, talk about Kentucky and talk about Lexington, and that is part of our drive here. So that's what we hope to accomplish. We hope to bring you all as much dialogue about social work as we can, updates about Kentucky social workers. We want to interview you and get you out on the airwaves and just talk about these cool jobs that we have. Social work is a huge profession, macro, micro, it hits all the things, but we just love talking about it, and we love sharing it with you. So we're excited to be here and be doing this today.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna have a short show today, just for our inaugural show. So we decided to do kind of a round robin of questions between us, and so these are kind of funny. We were chatting like back and forth on text, like, hey, like, what kind of questions should we ask? Taking advice from our stars of social work, Brene Brown and all the ones. I know they have some great questions. So when you thought about these, what were you thinking about?
I kind of just they all kind of just rattled off really quickly. a little bit of a brain dump. I think I want to make sure that we are always humanizing social workers. It's kind of like, I think, with many other professions, like with teaching, nursing, like the helping professions, people always say things like, I just don't know how you do what you do. And honestly, sometimes we don't either. Right. So let's just be real about that. I think it's really important to remember that folks who are helping us, especially right now with everything as crazy as it is with COVID, the folks that are helping us are humans. They have needs, they have wants, they have desires. And I think it's really important that we remember that, especially as we are trying to encourage everyone to take care of each other and keep each other safe. And so I was thinking a little bit about, like, especially with social work, how we don't usually tell our clients much about ourselves.
Right. Yeah, we don't.
That's like a thing. Self-disclosure should be infrequent and very purposeful. So I don't know, just kind of thinking a little bit about like what it looks like to wear this other hat of being non-clinical social workers in this setting. So I can like throw the first question to Courtney. We'll go back and forth. We can both answer them if we have one, or we can pass if we think we don't have a good answer. Or we just don't want to answer it. I think that's okay too.
We'll just be like,
nah, pass. Yes. So our first check-in question is, social work is ...
Social work is awesome and really difficult to explain.
I like that. Yes. Yes.
What about you? Social work is?
The first thought that came to mind was hard. I don't know if that says much about my...
It's really difficult, you guys.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Yeah.
It's super hard. I think it's hard also because of boundaries, right? We talk about boundaries all the time, but like if we're not actually employing or implementing boundaries with what we do, it can be really, really difficult. So, the next one is, if you weren't a social worker, what would you be doing? I super love this question.
My dream job, I think, would be to be an interior designer.
Interior design?
Yes.
Like what kind?
Any kind. Like
HGTV?
Yes and no.
Or like
I like dupes, like finding a look that you like and recreating it for hopefully less money.
Oh, okay.
I like
I've
that.
I've never heard of that.
Like
Dupes.
just, I mean, I don't know if that's an actual job or like just something.
Is that a Pinterest term?
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know.
Duplicitous interior design. I don't know.
Totally, that
but
makes
I
sense.
like looking up like different ideas for different rooms and then kind of like finding things that are similar that I like, but not for like $1,000 for a coffee table or, things like that. I feel like design can be pretty elite and privileged, and so I like the idea of like making like your home feel really comfortable and nice without spending like a gazillion dollars. So yeah.
I love that too.
What about you?
You have great taste. So I think you
that
can
is
do
very
really
kind.
well.
I love stuff like that.
No, I think I love your style. I think, okay, so this is very funny because it's in a similar vein, but I want to be a florist. I just want to arrange flowers, deliver them to people, make people happy, unless your girlfriend sent them and she wasn't supposed to send them.
Oh, yeah.
Or it's some sort of other situation.
I've never thought about this, but
it could be sticky, but
maybe there should be like a little info card in
I'm
floral
thinking,
arrangements.
Like, I could do social work florists, right? Like maybe I could screen them on the call and say, like, so what's the intention here?
Yes.
Right? Are you trying to get out of something? Like, is this allowed? Are you allowed on the premises?
Right.
Like some sort of like step down screening. But
and as always, social workers take the joy out of everything.
Right, exactly. We're like,
that's what I just did there. I was like, ooh, pretty flowers. Also, that could be intimate partner violence.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my goodness. We just have to always think about these things.
Gosh.
Yes.
Also, it could be super messy.
Yes.
But yes, I would like to be a florist. I love to arrange flowers. And I love bringing people good news, because I think social workers are always bringing people sort of like mediocre news, maybe not great. Sometimes it's neutral, sometimes it's awful. But yeah, I think that would be really cool.
Absolutely. What is your theme song, Courtney?
Lord have mercy. It depends on the day right now. So right now I'm listening to a lot of Billie Eilish.
Oh, yes.
And she's just a weirdo. And
So
I love
fun.
it. Yeah. And I've also been listening to an exorbitant amount of Elton John.
There's never too much.
I'm obsessed with him. I don't understand. Everything he writes is like sad, but it's also kind of like
Hopeful.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like romantic, but also kind of like I don't know.
Reserved.
Yeah.
Yes. I really enjoy Elton John also. I was just listening to that song that he has with Dua Lipa.
Yes.
I really like that.
I like the remix.
Yeah, the remix.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
I'm pretty sure that's two different songs. I think. Thank you for bringing that up because I have been thinking about that.
Yeah. It's Rocket Man.
I think it's Rocket Man, and then it's this song called Sacrifice. Because I looked it up. I got real deep with this the other day.
Thank you for doing that.
I
I was like, what's the other song?
Right? But here we are.
It's COVID time.
There
is no time.
Right? And who introduced Elton John to Dua Lipa?
I don't know, but I would have loved to be a fly on the wall during that meeting if they had one.
Right?
I visualized them like actually like doing the song together too, and they probably did it in a recording studio where they both like recorded the vocals separately.
Did they
and
look as cool as we do?
Mushed them together. I bet they looked like. I bet we look even cooler.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
What about you? What's your theme song?
I've said this before, I think, on the Squadcast, so I apologize if you've heard me say this before, but I really love the Austin Powers theme song.
Gosh, you said this before.
I have said this before, and I think it also needs to be played at my funeral to any of my friends or family who are listening. That is the mood that I want to strike at my funeral. So just putting that out there.
Dances and Austin Powers.
Yes.
Okay.
Ideally.
All right. I mean, I love the Austin Powers.
Feather boas, bell bottoms, the whole thing. Big round Elton John sunglasses. That's what I want.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I can see it. I can picture it now. But you're alive.
Yes. Well, ideally.
It's awesome.
Ideally, that would be good. Yeah.
So the next one is if I could give my baby social worker some advice, it would be ...
So I would say go home.
Ooh.
Go home. Like, I think early in my social work career, I got like super burned out because I was like trying to do too much and was not boundaried enough. And so I would say, hey, that's going to be there tomorrow. As long as it's not like in the top tier of urgent things, just go on home. And so
the triage of urgency.
Yes. Yeah. If it is not a life or death situation, you just need to go on home.
Right.
Yes. Okay. What about you, baby social worker Courtney?
Oh my gosh. I hope that So we actually need to take a break. And I will get back to you with that answer right after
I
the
can't
break.
wait.
You are listening to Radio Lex, WLXU 93.9 and WLXL 95.7. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. And we're back. I'm going to tell you what I would give my baby social worker some advice. Because I think that like it's just been really an interesting journey for me. I think that I was pretty balanced, but I think that I wouldn't have taken a job where I had to be on call at any point.
Ooh, yeah.
I think the on-call life is pretty traumatic.
Yes.
And I think that I didn't know how involved I would get. Social work to me is a big puzzle. I love to solve the puzzle. So if the puzzle is find someone housing, find someone this, right? Find this resource, connect this person. I'm a connector. That I think is one of my skills. But the on-call, waiting, kind of like crisis thing, I don't think that was for me.
Yeah. I think that you can't really ever check out and like to restore and replenish yourself if you are constantly aware of having to take a call.
Yeah.
It's just really hard long term. I totally agree. Okay, and so let's see. So I can do this one first. The best and worst thing about being a social worker, the best or worst thing. I don't know. We'll do a choose your own adventure. I'll do the best part because I just was kind of negative. I think the best thing about it is that I feel like social work is built on a foundation of hope and justice, and hope that everyone will have the resources that they need to make the type of life that they deserve. Not just the type of life they want, but the type of life that we all deserve. And I feel like there's obviously always so much work to do towards building that. And at the same time, I really appreciate that social work is very outspoken about the need to speak out against poverty, racism, mass incarceration, deportation, a lot of discrimination against LGBTQ folks. Like, there's a huge calling to do that, and so I appreciate that call to action about social work.
Yeah, I feel very similarly. It's really great that you started out with the best thing, because the worst things pop up really quickly. But when you think about the best thing about what's going on in my journey as a social worker, is that social workers get to talk about abolition. Social workers get to say they're anti-racist. They get to say they're fighting the patriarchy, right? Like, social workers get to say those things, and I think it's a really important distinction. And there's a lot of jobs where it might seem political, but we're talking about empowering human beings, right, at all times. And so I think it's just really important that we can say those things. And yeah, that's part of the reason why I love social work, and I've fallen in love with it. I've gotten really mad at it too, which probably means I truly super love it.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah. Yeah.
That's how that works.
The thin line between love and hate.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Totally.
So, who right now is your biggest inspiration?
I thought about this question, and I kind of am drawing a blank, but I think one person that I would love to highlight actually is Courtney.
Oh.
Seriously.
Okay.
Because I'm really proud of her for doing some really hard work in her life and continuing to reflect and just always try to be the most fulfilled and whole person that she can be.
Oh, you're going to make me cry in our first episode?
I'm sorry. That was savage. I'm sorry. But it's true. It's true. I look up to you a lot, and I appreciate you.
I think I just love our friendship and our relationship. It grows so much, and I just appreciate that so much. And when I think about this question, I was thinking about my bonus mom. And I found that step is a weird word to say. So I like this sort of terminology of having a bonus mom or a bonus brother or a bonus dad or
bonus kiddos.
Yeah, bonus kiddos, whatever it is. She's just, I wish and I hope that one day I have as much patience as she does for dealing with everything in her life right now. And so I just want to give a shout out to her.
Yes.
She's doing amazing things in her life, and I would not be the person I am today. We owe a lot to the people before us, for sure.
Absolutely.
So we have on our previous Squadcast, we didn't have as many specific segments, but we wanted to start something called Dates to Remember. So Liz found this really amazing place on the interwebs that has a list of all the important dates to remember. And I know that you're thinking that we're going to say it's National Ice Cream Day, or it's
that's every day.
$5 Friday. Right, exactly. I know that's what you think is coming, but it's a little bit deeper than that. Do you want to explain a little bit about what they are?
Yeah, so all of the dates that were mentioned in the list that I found are dates surrounding human rights and advocacy. And tomorrow, actually, August 26th, is Women's Equality Day. August 28th is the anniversary of the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, and the anniversary of MLK's I Have a Dream speech, which I think is really awesome. I don't think I realized that happened in August.
I didn't either. That must have been an incredibly hot day.
Can you imagine?
You cannot tell that on the YouTube.
Yeah, no, not at all.
You know, like you can't tell that people are obviously sweating in their suits.
Yes.
Like, that must have been so hot.
Wow. And then that's followed by the 29th of August, which is the International Day Against Nuclear Testing. And the very next day, the 30th, is the International Day of the Disappeared. So definitely very somber topics, but I think it's really important to bring attention to those different events in history, and it's a way to just kind of bring them to mind and help us connect back to our past while we're kind of crawling towards our future.
Yeah.
Army crawling.
We're doing it sloth style.
Sloth style.
Yeah.
Clawing.
Well, yeah, with their 3 little claws.
Yeah, 3 little baby.
I don't know, it's like
baby
2 or 3
claws.
claws.
Yeah.
I don't understand what it is.
Yeah.
Claws.
Yeah.
I think it's for the fruit.
Probably. It's good to know. If anybody knows that, would you please send it our way? Why do sloths have claws, or what are their claws used for?
What do you use their
Yes.
claws for? Oh my
Yeah.
God. Okay.
Yeah.
We're really good at a pivot, y'all. We're good at it.
Pivot.
So really quick, next month is Suicide Prevention Month. It is it's really a close month to my heart, and there's a lot going on with that. So the pandemic has accelerated suicide attempts and suicide completions in Kentucky, and so if we just wanted to tell you that we're going to highlight that in our next month, but also just to bring about, if you or someone you love is struggling with thoughts of suicide, you can contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255, and if you prefer to text, you can text START to 741-741. We wanted to go ahead and get those numbers out there in case you needed them. They are going to be all over the world for September, but we have to remember them. It's 24/7, 12 months a year, 365 that we're fighting suicide. And I just wanted to say also, if that is something that you do struggle with, you're not the only one that feels that way, and you're definitely not alone. So that's something that we will post also on our social medias. And you can find our social medias. We have a podcast that has been going on since 2018? Not sure.
I don't even know
a few
anymore.
Years. I think
7 years ago.
Yeah, I think it might be 2018. We definitely have archived things on Spotify and things like that. But if you wanted to check out our past, that's where you can find us. And then we also have Instagram. The Social Work Squadcast is our Instagram, and on Twitter as Social Work Squad. And we also, if you really get a hold of us and just write us a love note, you can type in the Social Work Squadcast at gmail.com. So we wanted to make sure that you knew how to get a hold of us if you wanted to shout us out or tell us that we're completely wrong about everything.
Or tell us why sloths have claws.
Yeah, or you can tell us why sloths have claws.
Or any other fun animal facts. We're open, really,
yeah,
truly.
For some reason, I know, right? I love fun animal facts.
Yeah.
I can see it in my brain, but I can't remember if they're vegetarian or not. Who knows?
I can't imagine them chasing anything down.
And I don't know the answer to this. This is why I don't have children. If I had a kid,
they would tell you the facts.
Yes, they would tell me the facts, and they'd be burned in my brain.
Yes.
Maybe my nieces know.
Yeah.
I'll ask them.
Yes, we'll report back next time.
Yeah. Any parting words? We're just about at the end of our pilot episode here.
I think I just want to acknowledge that the situation with COVID has gotten really intense again. I don't think it ever necessarily wasn't intense, but it's definitely gotten worse. And I think just my thought, kind of linking up with Courtney's thoughts around folks who are feeling alone right now. Let's really try to look out for each other, check on your people. It's hard to be in person right now, especially with folks that if we know that they haven't been vaccinated.
Sure.
So I think just really make sure we're checking on folks via text or FaceTime, just trying to make sure people aren't feeling alone right now, because it's hard, and I think we all need that that connection, whether it's virtual or in person. It's just good to know that people are thinking of you. So reach out to someone whenever you can.
Yeah, please. You can use their Instagram DMs.
Yes. Slide on in.
Yeah, slide on in. Yeah, you can do so many things to reach out to people. We bring up all of these things, and we want to highlight what's going on, especially for the different themes of the different months. But the real reason to do that is to raise awareness, to bring connection in, and we really want to bring in more connection into our lives and to other people's lives. So please, connect with us if you need to, and we'll always try to point you in the right direction. Thank you for listening. It's been really fun. And we'll see you next time. Any parting words, my Squadcast friend?
Just we will get through this together.
Absolutely.
And take care.